Hello and welcome to Tech Simplified TV. In today's episode, we will talk about two hidden domains in VLSI. These are hidden because these two domains do not get much limelight as compared to the other domains. These domains require multiple skills and inter-team domain knowledge and some management skills. So, these are not very pointed domain like STA, PD or verification, which get a lot of hype as these are important step in IC design process and these require very pointed skill set. Today we'll be talking about test chip and CAD automation domains. These are two inevitable parts of the VLSI industry. To know why they are inevitable, stay tuned till the end of this episode. We are in the slide now. In this series, we are answering to viewers' question. Gali Sai Prasad, who has asked, sir, make a video about domains like what we do in design, verification and what we do in physical design, cause nowhere in the YouTube find the videos saying about the domains. Please say about the domains so people can find their interest. Lot of people want the work to do in the particular domain. Hope you do the video. As you know, we are answering to this question through multiple episodes. Today is the final episode. So let's begin. In this series, we have answered the question by following series skeleton as displayed in the screen. So far, we have covered this and this. Today, we will talk about this and this. So, without any further delay, let's begin. Domains inside test chip unit. In any of the domains discussed so far, we make a design to achieve a target functionality. This could be a digital design or a analog design or a mixed signal design. Each design have to fulfill its design specification in the software as well as in the silicon. For this purpose, the test chip also known as a prototype chip. Even for a IP design units, we can have test chips constituted out of the designed IPs. Thus, the figure of merit of the IPs can be verified on the silicon and compared against the simulation values. This oval represents the entire domain of test chips. Now, let us visit the different pockets where the test chip units exist in VLSI. In the RTL to GDS to flow, we make SOC and this flow is generally called the ASIC design flow. Here, we make multi-million gate chips. The toolkits that are used in the design process are standardized through the toolkit regression checks. Here, in this regression for each technology node, we have small test chip designs included already. These test chips are designed once and reused again and again. Now, these designs are upgraded technologically with advancement of either the technology node progression or the novel fabrication process improvement. The design process of the test chips are same as the SOC design flow discussed in earlier episodes. Schematic to GDS to flow is for the analog designs. Here, the designs are itself smaller than the ASIC chips. Hence, the test chips are comparatively smaller. The test chip designs are also reused over technology node progression. The distinctiveness of the analog designs are that there will be many innovations to improve functionality, leakage, power, and timing. The innovations are a kind of unique in analog design domain. All of these innovations are tested in the software and finally in the silicon through test chips. The skill set needed here is same as the analog design flow discussed in earlier episodes. Full chip verification is applicable to all of the test chip domains captured in this slide. Here, we use robust simulators, both analog and digital, as applicable. The verification for analog, digital, and analog mixed signal are already discussed in previous respective episodes. The difference in that full chip verification is much more rigorous and time consuming. Hence, you have to be at the advanced level. This means you have to be seasoned with each verification of respective domain and you must know advanced features and methods of verification EDA softwares. DFT is very important subdomain. Here, all the DFT related tool knowledge are essential and mandatory. Here, at the test chip level, you have to be thorough in DFT troubleshoot. In DFT, to troubleshoot any kind of issues from software to silicon. Post-silicon validation is to deal with the silicon chip. We have the physical chip here and have to use all the physical measuring system in the breadboard level. Your knowledge of instrumentation and handling advanced equipments is necessary. Practical knowledge is preferred over theoretical knowledge. This is similar to the practical sessions that you do with your equipment such as CRO, etc. Here, more advanced laboratory equipment such as from Agilent Technologies and many other vendors are needed. Here in this domain, the practical sessions from your college days are leveraged. Preparing the silicon report is the final domain. Here you list out software versus silicon results across various dies and PVTs. Generally, the figure of merit are captured in silicon report. This is the highest experience level. You cannot join as a fresher at this age. This requires a lot of on-job experience over multiple years. The reason why so is the silicon report goes to the customer and it has a direct impact on the business relationship of a existing customer or winning a completely new customer. We are done with this particular slide, so let's move on. VLSI CAD domain. This oval represents the entire CAD domain. Often CAD is also known as EDA automation domain as per the application. This CAD automation is omnipresent across all the domains discussed so far. For this domain, scripting knowledge of Perl, Bash, SQL, Python and Ruby are needed. Also, you have to have knowledge of the end tools, that is EDA softwares for the respective domain. You have to have strong written and spoken communication skills because you have to frequently chat with different designers of a same team or across multiple teams. If the domain has interdependency, then you have to have cross-domain knowledge. Professional extrovertness is much needed in such CAD role. Now, let us focus one by one into all of the subdomains. The front-end CAD requires to create or maintain the design flow from RTL or schematic up to just before the layout in both analog or digital design. The required tool knowledge is already discussed in all of the previous episodes. Sometimes your knowledge of each design stage could face a challenge during solution of a bug. So you have to be very upkeep in learning all the hot and happening things that your CAD automation covers. The DFT CAD requires the automation to provide smooth DFT inspections over a given design. As said earlier, your knowledge must be up to date for domain tool or hot and happening things. The PNR CAD involves the proper layouting mechanism automation. In digital or analog, both you must know SQL as per the automation of the layouting steps. For Cadence PNR, you may need to learn skill language, which is Cadence's proprietary language and not like the open language as SQL. For PNR, your domain knowledge of semiconductor fabrication technology must be crystal clear. You must brush up stick diagram concept before entering this domain. The physical verification CAD plays a very important role in either analog or digital design. You must have theoretical knowledge of EMIR, DRC, LVS, antenna rule check for this particular domain. As per the end tools, you must know ICV, PVS, Calibre from the major EDA vendors. As a CAD person, you may have to code the DRC, ERC or EMIR rules as per the language of the respective tools just mentioned now. For this, you have to understand the design rule document coming from the foundry and to be found inside the PDK. Your regular scripting knowledge of Perl, Bash, SQL, etc. are also needed for wiring things up. IPView CAD is applicable for the IP vendor companies and may be applicable for a design house who extend views with respect to various multiple EDA softwares that they use. In the IPView CAD, you need to maintain consistency across various views of a single unit IP through CAD automation checks. The various views may be from various design stages. Again, each stage have spatial variation for multiple vendor tools. For one single vendor, the views may vary from 2 to 3 EDA tool release versions. So such overall complex distribution can only be maintained through automation. This automation may report missing view of a particular IP of any kind. The IP quality check of an quality assurance is maintained through IP QA/QC CAD. Here, the purpose of the automation is to check the view compatibility with respect to the specific EDA software. This automation ensures the complex IP view distribution to be QC passed for each of their respective tool. Also, for IP vendor, the automation must ensure the quality standard specified by the Foundry technology node. For this, you have to have top to bottom domain knowledge of the specific IP type, that is either analog or digital or analog mixed signal. Design environment CAD is to provide easy environment for the designer so that he or she don't have to bother about the changes in the EDA softwares. Such design environment CAD provides the designer a plug and play interface for the designer. The CAD cockpit provides designer an easy interface which may have complex steps in the background developed and maintained by the CAD engineer. CLI to GUI CAD requires GUI automation knowledge such as TickleTK, Cadenceal, Qt GUI, Python GUI. Here the GUI means GUI. Here the CAD engineer designs a GUI for the designer who operates the GUI. The GUI is designed and maintained in such a way that it may translate the GUI instructions into command line instruction in the background, then run the tool and finally display the results back to the GUI. So thus it saves a lot of effort for the designer. This impacts the turnaround time of the design from start to finish. Here you need the domain knowledge also. Before concluding, I would like to mention few more skill set that you need to have anywhere in the CAD domain. These are concurrent version system, CVS, or its latest avatar, SVN. These are version control systems for the automation script repositories. You also have to have knowledge of the Univa Grid Engine, abbreviated as UGE, or IBM Load Sharing Facility, abbreviated as LSF, to judiciously use the computational resources, that is end machines. Sometimes you may have to recreate a fault or error by your own before solving the problem. Root cause analysis is a much needed troubleshooting skill for the CAD domain. Sometimes a front-end CAD engineer may have to talk to a back-end CAD engineer or IP CAD engineer, and vice versa all along. You must be well equipped to open support tickets against tool issues in the respective EDA software support portal. That's all for today. We are done with this particular slide, so let's move on. Thank you very much for watching up to this point, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. If you have kind of dislikes, put that as in words in the comment section below, and bye for today.